Hello, patrons, and welcome to Minis and Movies Episode 8. I am, of course, John Spencer, and thank you for, of course, continuing to support Minis and Movies and, of course, the greater podcast More Than Dice. We really appreciate it. Really gives us some inspiration to keep going, and love to hear that you guys like us enough to spend your hard-earned money on us. So if you have any ideas for Minis and Movies, or honestly for the main podcast, you can hit me up myself. On Twitter, I'm at John O. Spencer. Facebook, John Oakland Spencer, or hit me up on my normal Yahoo account, John Oakland Spencer at yahoo.com. Tonight, we are going to talk about, specifically getting back into Warmachine and Hordes with my lists that I'm going to start playing. I did a little impromptu survey as to who I should start playing, and got two casters that won. Not a lot of votes, but hey, those casters won, so this is the ones I'm going to be playing. Talk about this list a little bit. I've actually played one game, but it wasn't actually a long game. A little bit on that maybe later. Really brings a bigger topic for the larger podcast with some conversation rather than me rambling. And then in movie section, I'm going to talk about Sicario, a 2015 film starring Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin. So let's get started. Ron! So my 40K buddies, those are the guys who I start playing 40K with because they're there every Friday and I like hanging out with those guys. They're not too serious, they're a lot of fun to play with. So they've started breaking out their Warmachine and Hordes stuff again. So I figured, oh heck, I'll break some stuff out. I let my opponent, who I call For Real, it's a long joke, I'm just going to call him For Real. I let For Real choose my faction, he chose Circle. Then I put a little Facebook message out and a Twitter thing out on which caster I should play. Did not get a lot of votes, but I got several for Bradigus, and then For Real said Rock Guy, so that's Bradigus in my head. So I went with him as my main. And then the only other caster that got multiple votes was Chromac 2, so we'll be doing Chromac 2 as well. I haven't built that list yet. I was going to live build Bradicus' list on this cast, but I've already played him once 2 weeks ago, so I may be a little behind in recording this, and I already got the game in. So let's go over what I chose. Now, obviously for Bradigus, you're going to play Bones of Ouroboros, which is the Wold-themed theme list. What it allows Circle Warlocks, non-character warbeasts with Construct, Megalith, Stone units, Stone Wards and Wold Stalker units, Black-clad solos, Gallows Grove solos, Celestial Fulcrum battle engines, and Circle structures. So, automatically that's a very, very tight list, not a lot in there. And my list was very much predetermined by what I actually owned. The benefits are can include one minion solo and one minion unit that will work for Circle. They can be included even if they have Partisan Circle special rules. And they can include attachments. Now, it does kind of break the theme a bit, but I like that it actually gives something like this where you might have a hard time fielding a list, a little bit of leeway in what you build and bring. So then it also gives you, for every 25 full points of Circle Warbeasts, Circle battle engines, and Circle structures in the army, you could add one Circle solo to the army free of cost. Pretty standard upgrade there. Then before leeching during each of your control phases, you can remove one damage point from each Circle Warbeast, which is very cool. And then finally, your deployment zones extended 2 inches forward. Since your stuff's not terribly fast, that's really good. So quite obviously, I chose that. Bradigus is my Warcaster, or Warlock in this case, give you an idea of his updated stats in case you haven't looked at them in Mark III. He's speed 5, a little slow. He's mat 6, rat 6, def 14, armor 16. He goes on a 50 mil base. He is Pathfinder. He has 17 boxes and 27 Warbeast points with a Fury stat of 6. He has a range attack of Stone's Throw, range 10, D3 rate of fire, magical POW 13 with beatback. And then in melee, he has POW 6, range 2, Stone Strike, it's pound strength 13, magical, which also has beatback. His abilities are Earth Magic. When a construct warbeast in this model's battle group is forced to use Animus while in this model's control range, reduce the cost of the Animus by 1. He has Repair D3 plus 3 as a star action with any friendly faction construct model in base to base. Steady, he won't fall down, and Stonebinder only constructs in his battle group and cannot take control of wild living warbeasts. Spells are Battering Ram, cost 2, range 8, POW 12, nuke. That is, any model hit by Battering Ram can push 3 inches directly away from the spell's point of origin. You know, for a shitty nuke, it's not bad. Use Mystic Wards, enemy animi, and enemy upkeep spells on models in the Spellcaster's battle group that are in its control area immediately expire. Enemy magic attacks targeting a model in the Spellcaster's battle group suffer -5 range. That's a very, very corner case spell. Like, hugely corner case. In fact, I'm not going to count the times I cast it because I played one game, it's 0. I don't expect to cast it more than 1 in 5. Rift is cost 3, range 8, AoE 4, POW 13, nuke. AoE is rough terrain, remains in play for 1 round. And then his bread and butter is, of course, Synergy, which is cost 2 upkeep. And changed from last edition to read the text. While in Spellcaster's control range, models in this battle group gain a +1 cumulative bonus on melee attack and melee damage rolls for each other model in the battle group that hit an enemy model with the melee attack this turn while in the Spellcaster's control area. The cumulative bonus cannot exceed +3. So it is pretty much exactly like before, just only +3. Still not bad. Still turns your lights into basically almost heavies. Turns your heavies into really good hitters. His feat hasn't really changed. Choose a table edge in a distance up to 5 inches. Models in Thorol's battle group that are in control range are pushed the chosen distance directly towards the chosen table edge in the order you choose. At the end of your turn, choose a distance up to 5 inches. Model in his battle group are pushed. The his control area are pushed the chosen distance directly away from the chosen table edge in any order you choose. So there you go. He's pretty basic. Honestly, his battle group's going to be doing a lot. He's going to be sitting back, throwing stones, and maybe casting off a shitty nuke. So I grabbed all the wolds I own. So I grabbed Megalith, 2 Wold Wardens, 2 Wold Watchers, and a Wold Weird. Quite literally all the wolds I own. I don't have any of the other wolds. Honestly, I might pick up the Wold... That's not true. I do have one more Wold. I have a Wold Warden I'm currently working on to maybe put him in this for fun here and there. I would pick up a Wold Guardian if I get one. I'm not expecting to get one anytime soon, though. But he's pretty good. He hits like a ton of bricks, and Shield Guard is pretty good. So I'm thinking about him. Just not right now. Wold White, sure they're cheap and not bad, but I don't really like them that much. They are really cheap, so I'd at least consider them, but haven't got any of them either. I also added the Druid Wilder to this because he does have an upkeep he'd like to cast. He'd like to keep it up for free, so she can do that. Literally, she can do nothing else except hurting. Hurting and arcane support. Magic ability Medicate is Living Warbeast. Shepherd's Call is Living Warbeast. So yeah, she runs around, she'll hold and contest, and sit there and be annoying. So, I also have a Blackclad Wayfarer in there. He's a pretty cool, useful model. They upped him to Mat 7 in this edition, so he can actually run in, hit somebody, has a decent chance of killing them, and get some Battle Wizard off. So, this is pretty cool. I've got 2 Shifting Stones with Stone Keepers. I'll have to proxy one of the Stone Keepers because I don't actually own 2 Stone Keepers, which really shouldn't be a shock because you really couldn't easily get them in last edition, and I haven't really done much with these this edition. After that, I was pretty much out of models that I could easily take. I mean, I don't own any Blackclad Stone Shapers, though I really want to. They're pretty good, pretty cheap, and pretty solid. I mean, shit, +2 strength to a construct is good. The Quiet the Stones, which is basically, you know, whipping, can add or remove 1 fury is good, repair is good, and Stone Spray is a solid magic spray. I mean, and of course, magic 6 sprays are pretty good. They're 3 points, so it's not bad. Gallow Groves, meh. I didn't own them, but I didn't really need them. Other than that, unit-wise, I don't own any Centuries into Mannequins because I have a Soul, and I don't own Stone Wards and Wold Stalkers because I never got around to it. So that left me with, let's see, about 19 points exactly. And since the last thing I played in Hordes was Pharaoh, I decided to add a unit of Pharaoh Brigands and Warlord, which is super cool. I like them. They give me a little melee tar pit. They're a really good unit nowadays. Prey means they can hit way outside their normal weight class, and Yeah, I dig them. But, unfortunately, I don't have a unit of Fair Brigands assembled, I found out when I was getting my models together. Got the Warlord, but I was borrowing a unit from El Marshal, so no Fair Brigands for me. So I had to back up and punt, and figured 19 points. Well, hey, that's unit Nis Hunters, so I added Nis Hunters. And then I played one game, like I said, against For Real. He was playing Signar. He chose to play Striker 1. And we played a steamroller scenario and decided it was way more complicated than he wanted to get for the game right now. Because it's sort of like his third game he's playing, and it's a little problem with the game is there's no easy casual way to play. Either you play super casual, in which case only certain warcasters are viable because it's all assassination all the time, or you play steamroller, and steamrollers are a bit complicated nowadays. I am going to look at myself, maybe with the help of some people, getting together a packet of old steamroller scenarios that are not terribly difficult to play. Something like Incursion, i.e. 3 flags, Supply and Demand, which is the big circle zone with 2 objectives. Those are pretty easy casual to play, and I'm going to look into getting those together and make, maybe with John's help, hardcore casual pack 2. I think it'll help other people get into it. So, that's our Bradigus list. It played pretty well, did pretty much what I wanted it to do. So then Chromac 2 is my second list. Now I have a Chromac 2 list made, but it's built for Tharn and lots of Tharn. And maybe that's what I want to do, maybe not. I'll read it off. I'm not going to go over Chromac's abilities right this second. Maybe when I build the list from scratch here in a minute. But this list was in the Devourer's Host. I guess I should read that off. Lots of reading. We'll do Chromac right after this anyways. Might as well from reading. You can have Circle Warlocks, non-character war beasts that are living, Getterics, Thard models units, the Death Wolves, Shifting Stones, Gallow Groves, and Lord of the Feast. Benefits. It can also include 1 minion solo and minion unit for the work for Circle, as per the normal rule. For every full 20 points of Tharn models units in this army, you can add 1 Thard command attachment or 1 small or medium base Tharn solo to the army, free of cost. Circle Warbeast in the army gains snacking. It's pretty cool. And for every 10 points of Tharn models units in the army, you can give 1 corpse token to a model with Heart Eater after both players have played, but deployed their models before the start of the game. So that's pretty cool. So, Chromac 2. He's speed 6, mat 8. Rat doesn't matter. He's def 14, armor 18. He is also on a 50mm base with Pathfinder. His weapon is Wrathrod, which is range 2 reach, pound string 17 magical. He's Fury 7. He has 19 hitboxes. His abilities are Death Feast. During his activation, this model can spend a corpse token to remove D3 damage points for each token spent. He is Field Marshal Hyper Aggressive. Warbeast in this model's battle group game Hyper Aggressive. When he's hit by suffers damage from an enemy attack anytime except while it's advancing. After attack is resolved, it may immediately make a full advance directly towards the attacking model. Heart Eater, when he destroys a living or undead enemy model with a melee attack, gains the destroyed model's corpse token. You can have up to 3 at a time, spend it for boosty, additional melee attacks, blah blah blah. Wrathrock has Grievous Wounds, because why? Why would you tough? He also has 28 Warbeast points, so honestly, on the surface, he's a lot better in all the numbers than Bradigus is. His spells are Awakened Spirit, cost 2, range 6, upkeep. Target Warrior Beast in this spellcaster's battle group can cast Animus once each during its activation without being forced. Warrior Beast that casts Animus as a result of Awakened Spirit cannot also be forced to cast Animus at activation. It's fair. In free Animus, there's a lot of Warrior Beasts that like that. Carnage, friendly faction models gain +2 to melee attack rolls against enemy models in the spellcaster's control range. Lasts for 1 turn. Primal Shock, choose a friendly faction Warbeast in spellcaster's control range that target a model within 8 inches of the chosen Warbeast and make a magic attack against it. Chosen Warbeast is the attack's point of origin. If the enemy model is hit, it suffers a damage roll with a POW equal to the Warbeast's base strength. So that's pretty good. I mean, you're going to get some good 10s, 11s. Or, of course, the World Wrath for, 15 or something crazy like that. And Vengeful, which is an upkeep, costs 2, range 6. Target friendly faction model gains a retaliatory strike. And once you use the retaliatory strike, oh shit, that's actually better than it used to be. It used to be the spell expire. Now it actually stays, but you can only make 1 retaliatory strike per turn. His feat is Bloodlust. Cormac immediately casts Carnage without spending Fury. Additionally, while in Cormac's control range, all living models in his battle group gain +2 strength and armor. So, he's pretty solid, pretty cool. With him, I put a Feral Warpwolf because it is the best way to get Primal nowadays. Goraxes are good, but Feral Warpwolves are better. A Pureblood Warpwolf because I like its abilities and I really like sprays. A Wild Argus because its Animus on Cormac is bullshit. And then a Gnarlhorn Satyr because I wanted another beast and it's got a decent cost to effectiveness ratio. Alright, now for my models, I took a Tharn Ravager Shaman because he's really cool nowadays. Battle Wizard, Mat 7, just like the other guy, POW 12 magic, so he's pretty solid at killing people. With Heart Eater also, and then his magic stuff is Chain Lightning, which is really cool, good clear some chaff out of the way. Hunter's Grace, which is Tharn models cannot become knocked down while this model's command range. It's really good because Gromac's Tharn. And Signal Power, target friendly model unit if it's in range, command range of 6, gains magical weapons. So very cool. Very cool, no longer part of the unit, it's a solo now. I'm down, I like that guy. I also have a Bloodweaver Night Witch in there because she's good at murderizing little models. It also goes well with the unit of Tharn Bloodweavers I have sitting down here. Then I also brought Blood Trackers with All the Huntress because they're pretty good. And then Tharn Ravagers with a Tharn Ravager Chieftain because they're also pretty good. All told, it turns out that I have, let's see, I used the Chieftain and the Shaman as my free cards because that's how math works. 24, 40, so I have 48 points of Tharn models, which is unfortunate, so I'm only going to get 4 free tokens and 2 free cards. If I get 2 more points somehow, which would require me to rejigger the points in the beasts, I could get another one. But so there you go. That's what I had. Like I said, I'm not sure I want to play that. I actually kind of had the thought of playing a Chromac 2 list with different theme of the Wild Hunt, I think it's called. No, the Wild Hunt's the one I had. It is Call of the Wild. So Call of the Wild allows Circle Warlocks, non-character living war beasts, Brenos, Shifting Stones, Blackclads, Gallows Groves, and Lord of the Feast. So I really can't do much in the way of infantry, but you can totally go all in on beasts. It could also have a minion solo, a minion unit, blah blah blah. For every 25 points of Circle War Beast in army, you can add 1 Circle Solo or Shifting Stone unit to an army free of cost. Free Shifting Stones is good. You get plus on your starting roll, and also when a living Circle War Beast is army use Force uses Animus, reduce the cost of the Animus by 1. So let's live build this for you guys. Alright. Cormac, boom. I'm going to start by spending his 28 points, and I'm going to go with, I like Wild Argus, because Wild Argus is pretty good. I'm going to go with a Feral again, but I'm going to right turn, I'm going to add 2 Purebloods, because Purebloods are pretty cool, and their Animus is pretty cool, and sprays are a good way of getting rid of lots of little infantry. So let's see, options. There's not a lot of options there. Let's close that. Pretty much could be taking more solos. So let's see. I will take a Lord of the Feast. I should probably take Una, because Una's pretty cool. She needs to get, I have a Scarsfell and a Razorwing. I'll give her both. Let's see. I don't think Cormac needs the Gallows Grove. Let's see. So right now I murderize troops. I got 2 Spray 10s, some Griffins, Lord of the Feast. I'll take a Blackclad for at the moment. Nah, let's get rid of him. It doesn't like the way that points look out. Well, it'll be fine. I get 2 free cards. Let's do some of that right now. Free cards. I know it's going to be Lord of the Feast. So let's add another War Beast. I really like Brenos, but I don't think I would take him. I can take Getorix. Getorix is a goddamn, and he fills my points exactly. Getorix is the answer. And then, well, not really. That actually means I have 3, so actually that means that Let's click in here. Select free cards. Una is free, and Black Cat Wayfarer is free. Done. That leaves me with 8 points. So units, shifting stones, Circle Keeper or Stone Keeper. Second shifting stones unit. Boom. All right. So this list, real quick and simple, ends up being Chromac, a Wild Argus, Feral Warpwolf, 2 Pureblood Warpwolves, Getterix, Lord of the Feast, Uno with a Scarspell and a Razorwing, a Blackclad Wayfarer, 2 Shifting Stone units, 1 with a Stonekeeper. That seems pretty awesome. Hopefully you get some time. I'm trying to get out and play more at the local store. We'll see if I can get some. We're going to call Chromac 2 list 1. No, it's actually list 2, so we'll call it list 2.0. I know it seems weird. I always name my lists, you know, number X number, just so I can keep track of what revision it is. It helps, especially since now we're doing everything on War Room on your tablet or phone or whatever. Helps you keep all your stuff together so you can easily keep track of it when you're looking and figure out how many changes you made and how much you've been playing with that list and all. And eventually, of course, you just get rid of them and get rid of the old ones because you don't need them, but keep them around for a while. So there you go. There's my 2 circle lists. I'm gonna play a little bit, see how I like it. Their themes are pretty narrow. They feel like you sort of point you directly towards something, but we'll see how I like it. Oh yeah, Ron. Alright, on to the movie section. We're going to talk about Sicario, which is technically a crime thriller, action thriller. Got a lot of good press. People really like it. Gonzo really likes it. Made good money at the box office. It's got so technically it stars Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin, with Victor Garber, who plays half a Firestorm in the CW stuff. So it was cool to see him. And the whole concept is Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro are obviously fighting the drug trade. They're obviously shady as fuck. I think that's the technical term, shady as fuck. And they get Emily Blunt in to help them, and they don't explain to her why. And therein lies the entire problem with this whole darn movie. Is they don't explain why to her, so they don't explain why to you. They're just doing stuff and get told very little, so everyone's in the dark. For the thriller aspect, yeah, it's thrilling. It's got good stuff. Unfortunately, I do feel like it is hampered by the inclusion of Emily Blunt. If you just made Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin, who are really the main characters of this movie, even though it's all mostly from Emily Blunt's point of view until the end of the movie. And really the whole idea is that they're fighting against the drug trade, and the whole idea is you can't stop it. Can't stop the drug trade, so you need to control it, get less people in charge of it, so there's less violence and less killings, because they really sell like Juarez, Mexico, and all these places being absolute death traps, people dying all over the place, heavily armed Mexican cops, and I don't know the reality of it, but I mean, it made a good thriller. There are points in this I was like, this is really tense, really cool, but overall, it's style over substance. There's not a lot here. What there is really good. But I feel like if you take an Emily Blunt's character out of it, or just really all in on her point of view, really sell and make a point of what they're trying to do, rather than instead of it being, just a throwaway line or two at the end of why they needed her, it would have been a lot better. But overall, pretty solid. I don't have a lot of individual ratings that I give normal movies. Let's just say I give it about 2 shots of Kraken. That's not necessarily fair. If you really like this kind of movie, you will like it much more than that. But for me, I didn't turn it off, didn't want to turn it off. I sat and watched it all the way through. It was good. Yeah, better than watching a standard action movie. Much better than the standard action movie nowadays. And worth your time. It's free on Amazon Prime for at least a little bit longer. I think they're really Going to keep it out trying to sell Sicario to Soldado, which is basically about Benicio del Toro's and Josh Brolin going and really kicking some butt. And that seems like that'll be a little more up to speed. I feel like it's going to be the second movie is going to be a lot more of them doing their thing and less of this, hey, we've got Emily Blunt here, let's make sure she's involved, and lots of not doing anything specific, but lots of background stuff, lots of, again, style, but not a lot of substance. So, 2 Shots of Kraken, worth watching. Give it a shot if you get a chance. Oh, Ron. Damn, got a lot of dry mouth tonight. All right. That's it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me talk about circle lists. If you guys want to hear me talk about more circle lists, or if there's a model I'd like to keep it in circle right now that you want me to just straight up review from top to bottom, find some uses for, where can you fit it, what can you do with it, I'm down with that. Hit me up. All my contacts at the beginning of this, but I'll tell you it again, at John O. Spencer on Twitter, John Oakland Spencer on Facebook, or John Oakland Spencer at yahoo.com. Hit me up. I will happily take requests for that, or for movies. I prefer movies that are free for everyone to see, so that way you can all join in the wonder of what I'm seeing, so I'm not like seeing random stuff and you guys are like, how the fuck do I see that movie, John? You just watched this movie that only you own a copy of in the world. Shit. Then that's not really helpful for most people. So, and next week, I don't know what I'm going to talk about for the gaming section. Maybe I'll talk about my upcoming Star Wars Armada League. We're going to get that started, but we're waiting until the next batch of models come out, so it might be a little bit. Next week, let me just check something real quick here. That's funny. I'm trying to find if there's a movie available. Sorry for this. Luckily, I've been pulling out a lot of the dead time air, so you can't hear me him and ha. Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping maybe XXX State of the Union was available for free on Amazon Prime, so I could review the XXX series, because I own the first one. The second one is not available, unfortunately, and the third one is on Amazon Prime for free, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to review XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, on next week's cast. Spoiler, this movie did not make it into my top 10 movies of 2017 that I saw in the theater, being bumped off the list so easily that I had forgotten I'd seen it. Until I looked and realized, hey, this came out last time. Well, shit. Now, I would do the whole series in a row, but I am not spending money on a copy of XXX State of the Union. I have standards. I looked at it. If this collection didn't own 2 movies, this collection I'm looking at Amazon is Hollywood Homicide, Lone Star State of Mind, Vertical Limit, The Fan, XXX State of the Union, Simon Says, Stealth, and Hudson Hawk. If I didn't own 2 of these movies, I would consider buying this, because, as a little aside to the end here, I love video sets that have just a bunch of tangentially related movies together, because that's my way of buying movies. I mean, how can you go wrong? And I'm totally not going to spend $10.99 for XXX State of the Union, Anaconda, and Ghosts of Mars. Someone should fucking shoot me if I do that. No offense to anyone, but those movies are all shit. But, so, there you go. I will review XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, next week, or next time. And either talk about my Armada campaign coming up, or something else. We'll see what kind of gaming stuff comes in between now and then. I have a mega battle, but I'm going to talk about my mega battle list, what I'm bringing for that, what I'm planning to do with that, get some information from my buddy who's loaning me some models. That's what I'm talking about next time. And then shortly afterwards, you'll hear my Armada list. So thanks for hanging with me to the end and hearing me ramble on in the outro here. Until next time, guys, take care of yourself, and Ron.